cumulative GPA, Mr. Keefer Chern.
No, he studied it.
Oh, okay.
Not Keefer.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chino Hills High School Salutatorian and Valedictorian, Chern and Keefer Chern. And now I would like to introduce once again our valedictorian who possesses a 4.8 cumulative GPA, Mr. Keefer Chern.
Before I begin, I was told that all speeches need to start with acknowledging Board President Cruz, Board members, Superintendent Joseph, District Administrators, Principal Brenes, parents, teachers, distinguished guests, and of course, the class of 2016. Please give them and each of yourselves a round of applause. Now that the formalities are in order, I'm sure that after multiple mock graduations, we are ready for the real thing. But even in this very moment, that should purely be focused on each and every one of you. There is an obstacle before you graduate. My speech. Since my speech, like the very near future, will be long and boring, I suggest the talented amongst us that were creative enough to bypass the security check and the metal detectors to take out your phones to chat with your friends and family. I don't want to know how you did it, but I won't lie, since the advice I could give, you probably already know, or would be more meaningful told to you by your parents and teachers. But since I'm already up here, I'm going to try my best in giving you some guidance for the future. Prepare yourself. If life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. You will miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Be good to yourself and others. And of course, you only live once. Yeah, these are pretty cliche and stolen from a teacher and many valedictorian speeches I found on YouTube. But I wanted to try them out for good measure. Regardless, I'm here to talk about success. Well, a twisted form of success, that as in making a few mistakes as possible. It's unavoidable, not suppressible. Life is full of misfortunes and errors. But it is now our job as graduates of high school, not that of our parents and teachers, to make as little mistakes as possible. For example, one bad test score in college and you fail the class. One permanent injury to your ankle and you can't play professional sports. And one broken bone and your acceptance into Naval Academy gets rescinded. It's fine though. Although you may be devastated about it, society won't suffer too much, as there's always someone to replace you. Although going to a school with a low response rate for administration and teachers leaving should be a warning sign as well, but we survived. Anyways, special thanks to y'all, a school that was actually closer to where I live, for putting me on the waiting list. As a result, my cousin became this year's valedictorian, or otherwise he would have been the salutatorian if I went. Special thanks to Chino Hills High School in being the loudest and most spirited school in California. Special thanks to ASP in promising me a special parking spot for having a high GPA, which I didn't receive. And 4 years of studying going to waste. Special thanks to Mrs. Linnemolder and Mrs. Veal for their skills in sniffing out anyone wearing perfume. I didn't like it either. Thanks to Mrs. Hernandez and her OCD in teaching us not to touch her stuff. She will know. And to Mr. Sabara and his deep emotions, always trying to sock someone in the face. Shout out to Mr. Stevens for shouting at me on Fridays when I wouldn't return his high five. And Mr. Gobrick, are you here? Well, you taught me happy life, happy life. Thank you. For Mr. Crow, for grading the class that the best basketball team is not the Clippers, but the Lakers. Mr. Browning for giving me a great quote, which I'm sure he doesn't mind for me using for my own purposes. Thank you. Mr. Chern for promising to shave his head if everyone in this class passes the AP test. One day, Mr. Chern, it's going to happen. And Mr. Skogan for his stories that scared me away from amusement parks forever. Mr. Acker for his dark humor and weird acronyms. And to Mr. Roach for all he's done. Okay? I want to thank my friends who share the same last name as me. All 47 of you guys out there, thank you. And lastly, I want to thank my parents, Chern and Tena, for giving me the guidance on how to be humble and modest in life. They're okay. Thank you to my little brother, Keegan, by forcing me to be a good role model and set a good example for the future. And finally, most importantly, my grandmother, who stayed up all those nights with me while I was studying despite her degrading health. Give her a round of applause, please. After the conclusion of the ceremony, we'll be kicked out. I mean, new doors will open for us, for each and every one of us, for allowing the progression of our own paths through life. Without the help of our parents and caring our teachers, we are on our own. We will be our own guidance in making choices within our current cutthroat world. The cost of mistakes is now much higher than before. Your mistake is another person's opportunity. Our time here is over, and our senioritis is cured. On the top of the stage, I look upon 697 graduates who will challenge this world for all it's worth. At least it was 697 before some of you guys challenged the school and caught for the senior prank. Mistakes are not our specialty, and our own meaning of success is our goal. Congratulations, graduates of the class of 2016.
At this time, I would like to call forward and introduce the class of 2016 advisors, Mrs. Carrie Roop and Mrs. Soko Cisnero.